All right, we are live. Joelle, how are we doing, mate?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm actually very shocked you agreed to do this with me.
Honestly, so am I. It was kind of pressured, but that's okay.
Did you feel pressured to do this?
No,
Really?
no, no. Never.
I was going to say, I didn't think I had that much pull over you.
You really don't.
Yeah, no, no
So
chance.
sorry to say.
Well, thanks for doing this. Welcome, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of Talk to Me, the show where I get my friends to talk to me. Today, I've got Joelle. Joelle is multi-talented in many different ways. She does KBB with me on a weekly to monthly basis. So I feel sorry for her because of that.
Yep, me
And
too.
she's also the owner of RockyTop, a Rocky Road and Brownie company that you all need to try. I don't like boasting about things that I don't think are awesome. Joelle's stuff is great, to the point where I spend too much money there. Joelle?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people, especially from church, I'm like, yeah, you got to stop ordering, stop supporting me. That's enough.
It's no good for my wallet and it's no good for my waistline.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at. Not so much the money side, the wasteland side. I mean, wasteland.
Wasteland. Wow,
Yep.
nice.
Yep. Long day at work.
Yeah. How are you doing with this whole lockdown and staying at home thing?
I was fine up until like maybe end of last weekish, where
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, enough is enough. I've had enough me time. I'm sick of taking walks. I'm sick of like trying to say, hey, let's have me time. I don't need it anymore. I'm good.
You've done all your Netflix queue, you finished all that
Yeah.
off?
Yeah. Done.
Yeah, I'm with you. When I saw the numbers today, I was just sort of like, yeah, okay. I think
Yeah.
we can, let's just hit zero right now. Let's just go back to normal.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm over it too.
Yeah. And I feel like we're not getting out.
Nah,
So
nah, not for a long time. And trust me, being at home with my brain is so much worse than being at home with your brain. Know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
trust me. I mean, everyone got a taste of it at KBB last week with two rays in the room. Now just imagine being stuck in my head with that.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Like, I watched it,
Uh-huh.
and the day before you had said, like, I'm really going to enjoy KBB this week. And I was like, because you said that, I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I watched it, and then I saw two rays on my screen, and I was like, wait a minute, this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my thoughts. That's all.
That was honestly the reason I did it. I actually figured it out by accident. It was a complete fluke. I was testing something else out and then realized, hold on, I can put two me's on the same screen.
Oh, no.
And then I was like, well, this is going to be fun. It's
Yeah.
going to be everyone else's nightmare, like realized.
Yeah, it was fun for you, but like I'm almost certain that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much. And you know what? If it's only fun for me, you know it's going to be a big hit with everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there.
But that was just a little bit of an insight to how much my brain is going mental in lockdown. How are you keeping sane? What are you doing to stay normal?
Um, like it's not so bad because I'm working during the day.
Okay.
So like I try to like wake up early. I'm not saying this to say I'm fit because I'm really not.
Sure.
But like I wake up early and I'll go for a walk just because then I know I'm literally like I'll look at my watch and I've done no steps all day because I'm just at my desk.
Yep.
And then at lunch I'll either like cook something or go for another walk.
Okay, stop for a sec. What's early? What are we talking about? 6, 7?
Oh no, not that early.
What are we talking? 8?
No, like today I slept in and I woke up at 8.
Okay, yeah, all right. Sure, that's
But
not
like
early
when
at
I'm
all.
not, yeah,
Uh-huh.
no. When I'm not like sleeping in, I'll wake up at maybe 6:45,
Okay, that's not bad.
which is like not bad considering I'm working from home.
Yeah, 100%. I've been waking up at 8 o'clock every day.
Yeah, right. And it's great.
I've thought about waking up earlier, but then I was like, for what? What for?
Yeah,
I'm doing nothing, so I might as well get some extra hours in.
I know. So when my alarm goes off, I'm like, hold on. Like I literally have another 12 hours ahead of me. Why wake up now?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then lunch, you go for another walk.
Yeah, another walk, and then I'll work again, and I'll probably work like till like 5:30, just because I'm like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
And then after that, I will go for another walk.
Okay.
Yeah. These are like casual walks. Like I'm
These
not
are very,
running.
this is a very eventful day. I'll say that. You've gone for 3 walks at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Generally 3 walks. And then sometimes if I'm feeling super crazy, I get home and my mum or dad is like, hey, you want to go for another walk? So I go another block.
All right. So what's it like living through this with a family, like in the house? Because that's got to be different to how I'm doing it.
Yeah, true. Okay. So like not to toot my own horn, but I'm the entertainment in the house.
Okay.
So
They say.
you can ask him, trust me. So like, yeah, I kind of just put on a show every night. That's
Okay.
basically it.
Curtains, costumes, and all.
No, no. No, we watch a lot of TV. What else do we do? TV, and then we'll like snack, and then it's all over again the next day.
It sounds like everyone else's lockdown. You gave us nothing to take from that.
No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I
well
really
done.
thought in my head I was going to give you something.
Yeah, well done. Well, something that is keeping you busy is RockyTop.
Yes.
How did that start? Why did that start? Because it sounds like every girl is starting something new on Instagram, but this one was something that started and sort of stuck
Yeah.
and stuck really well. I mean, you got a decent following behind you. How'd that come to be?
So I've actually always wanted to like own my own business. I've always wanted to be like self-employed.
Sure.
Little did I know how much money and time that actually cost. So I had to obviously keep my full-time job still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to like have just something that's mine. And when was it? Last year, like January. I remember it was January because it was before my nephew was born. And it's when lockdown was kind of still going, but not really. And I was like, hey, let's just do it. Like, who doesn't want to eat food type
Yep.
of thing? And I've always baked as well, always done desserts. So I was literally sitting on my sister and brother-in-law's couch and I was like, hey, this is a mad flavor. This is good. This is good. So we just started putting all these flavors together. And then we're like, okay, well, I want really cool names for it. Like I kind of want it to be super quirky. So yeah, and then it kind of just started speaking to Jamie about like logos and what I'd want my page to look like and stuff, and he helped me a lot, which was amazing. And then yeah, it stuck, got like heaps of orders, a lot from church, which was amazing as well because they're big supporters, and then went from like friends to family and just kept going.
How'd you find it keep going? Was it word of mouth? Was it advertisement?
Probably word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest thing, especially at first. Now that it's kind of grown, social media has a big impact on it.
Okay, so social media is really playing a part on it.
Yeah.
Is that because of people sharing and liking posts, or what's the go there?
Yeah, definitely sharing. And then like I never used to, for my personal page, I really don't care how many followers I have or like likes or anything. But then I realized it's all about like your hashtags and your like got super Instagrammy and I was like, okay, wow, this thing's working. So
Yeah, it's a full marketing sort of ploy. I
yeah.
try it with our stuff for Have a Chat with Ray and Stat, and it's just, it does my head in because
Yeah.
I hate being on social media posting stuff constantly and I don't get it. And the more I do it, the more I realize I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on, why do I hashtag this? And then I got a like. This makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a trip out. So then you go through the whole hashtags, the likes, people start sharing it around, and then you start partnering with restaurants and other foodies out there. How'd that all happen? How'd the foodies get in contact with you? Did they just see you on the explore page?
Yeah, pretty much. So some of them I knew and kind of just reached out to them, but a lot of, actually probably only one of them, a lot of them saw my page from someone else's page, and then they kind of reached out and was like, you know, I'm a blogger or I'm a foodie, would love to try, and they'd have like 26,000 followers or something like that. So I would literally like create like a sample box of whatever they wanted and then post it out to them. And then they would pretty much, try and advertise to other people. So we actually have another announcement tonight too.
Okay, nice.
8 p.m. Stay tuned.
Very cool. So that's on Thursday night. You guys have already seen that at this point. I'm excited right now, but I won't be seeing it for another 50 minutes. But that's awesome. So you just slowly expanded that way.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part about expanding? Was it needing patience? What was the go?
I would say probably a couple things. One of them is probably trying to get your followers and keeping them as well. Because like, even I know for me, I'll like follow a page. I'm like, oh, they haven't posted in ages, or they're like posting too much or whatever, and I'll unfollow. So that's one thing, trying to keep your followers. Another thing was actually getting people to buy. Because at first you always kind of want to hear other people try it before you do. So word of mouth was like, you really had to kind of push it. So that was probably another hard thing about it.
How hard did you find it to get people to commit to actually sharing and pushing your stuff?
Thankfully, in that, like in terms of sharing my page, I was lucky enough that I had a lot of family and friends who like supported and shared a lot, and then all their friends and family saw it. So in terms of like social media posts, when I first started, it wasn't so bad, but yeah, getting followers that I didn't know was the hardest part.
Yeah, and it takes a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And why Rocky Road and brownies? What pushed you down that? What was it specifically to go down that path?
So I was looking at a TikTok actually.
Nice.
Yeah, TikTok of this girl just making Rocky Road.
Okay.
And then I don't know what happened. I just had an epiphany. I was like, hey, this flavor would be mad. And then I literally that day, so scary, I was looking at my archive posts, and I saw that I had been making Rocky Road, and I was like, this is weird. Like, I don't know.
You never knew you were doing it.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's just try. So I started off with just Rocky Road, and there was like 10 flavors. Now I think there's 10. And then I started doing brownies, and I wanted to kind of keep the sense of the rocky top. So I made sure that literally all my products had a rocky top, whether it was like different flavoring or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, I could keep that with brownies. So yeah.
That's interesting. Well, RockyTop, I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of all your stuff. So guys, girls, make sure you check them out. Follow Joelle at RockyTop on Instagram. Buy the Rocky Road, buy the brownies. I recommend the brownies. The brownies are off tap. It's good stuff. But other than that, what is it that you spend your day doing? Other than that, is it just work?
Yeah, pretty much work. I'm either like working and then on my lunch break doing RockyTop stuff and then working, but like I don't really do anything else.
How do you find the balance between the two, even outside of lockdown?
Yeah, okay. Like I like keeping busy anyway. So I feel like it doesn't really bother me, especially now with lockdown. It keeps me occupied either way. Plus my like full-time job is busy enough for me to be occupied. So I feel like I'm balancing it fine.
Okay, and the way I keep you busy is with KBB.
Yes.
Now, I love getting the honest thoughts of all the people that are involved in KBB.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning of it. What were your thoughts when you jumped on board? Because you jumped on board a little bit later than everyone else.
Yes.
You were about 4 weeks in, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that, yeah.
You'd seen 4 weeks worth of episodes. You saw us go from horrendous to pretty decent.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when I called you up and say, hey, do you want to co-anchor with me?
So I remember at first I did like a verse segment with Scarlett.
Yeah, probably would have been Scarlett.
Probably. And then after we filmed that episode, you said, do you want to co-anchor? And I was like, yeah, like whatever, it's an episode. Like here am I thinking, yeah, it's one Saturday, like just do it. So I do it. next minute, a year and a half later, and I'm
We're still doing this
filming.
thing. It hasn't stopped. We haven't canned it like we wanted to.
Nope.
It just kept going. So what were your thoughts when you first saw it on screen and you're like, okay, Ray and the team are doing a kids YouTube show? What did you think of that?
So like the very first episode that I watched, the concept, I was like, it's so cute. Like we're in lockdown, gives them something to do, and the adults love it way more than the kids.
By the way,
But
that's my favorite part is how much your dad loves it. Just so we
oh my
can
goodness,
have
my
that on
dad.
video.
What's Peter doing this week? That's what he says.
That's it. Well, honestly, that was my favorite part of grabbing him and putting him on an episode.
Yeah.
He's our number one fan. We got to get him on. Plus, I'm obsessed with him. So it was a win-win for everyone.
You really are obsessed with him. Yeah, but when I watched the first episode, I was like, Now that I look back, I'm like, that was really bad.
Yeah, no, listen, I say it very, very clearly. That first episode is not good.
No.
We had the idea, we just didn't know how to properly produce it. And I think we were just so excited about getting something out there that I just said, let's just do it. Let's just get it done.
I know.
And then episode 2 was a massive leap.
Yeah. Even like I'm trying to think of it now, even where you guys were standing, like I remember Scarlett was on stage and I was like, what, was it a whiteboard or something?
Yeah, it was a whiteboard.
Yeah. And I was like, well, sorry, what's happening?
Yeah, it was full. It was very, very different. And there was so much we didn't know that we could do tech-wise. And so we really did learn on the go.
Yeah.
But then we called you in and you started with the whole thing. What was it like jumping into that role?
I'll be honest, at first it was actually, no, I'm not going to say at first, it's actually fun filming. Like when we do it, we have fun.
We have a good laugh.
Yeah, we do. So I didn't mind it, especially during lockdown. I was like, yes, it's an excuse for me to wear shoes and leave the house. So loved it. But yeah, it's been fun. And I feel like after seeing the reactions of like the parents and the kids, it kind of motivates you. And I'm like, oh, like I feel bad for them. They have nothing else to watch. They like want to be able to get to some sort of normality. So yeah, it feels good doing it.
Yeah, it's a good little, I guess, gift that you get to give the kids and the parents every single week.
Yeah.
Even though when we did get back to normal life, it was monthly. Sorry, every 3 months. Yeah. Because I don't think people realize it takes us about 8 hours to film an episode for 30 minutes of footage.
Yeah, literally. That's also something I did not realize was going to happen.
How long it takes?
Yeah.
Well, listen, it would be a lot quicker if you got your lines right and didn't stuff up. And I've got the footage to prove that.
Yeah.
I realized the other week, I was looking through all the old footage, that no matter who's on the desk with me, every single time we do it, someone forgets that they're starting off. So it's always just one of us just sitting there like that.
Yeah.
And then the other one just doing nothing.
I don't forget my lines. I just don't know when to come in. There's a difference.
Well, when I say action, that's normally when you come in.
Oh, guys, no one's allowed to say action other than Mr. Raymond over here.
That's right. Quiet on set.
Yep.
And action. They're my two things.
Yeah. I just love saying it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a shirt that says quiet on set on it. But it hasn't come through yet. So I'm still waiting on that.
For good reasons.
But yeah, you've been doing KBB for about 18 months now. What's the biggest thing you take away from it?
Honestly, like I feel like we learn stuff when either you or Jordan or whoever's giving the lesson, because it's just put into like easy, super simple everyday life. And even like little things that we used to learn in Sunday school, I feel like it just gives us little reminders as well. Like object lessons, like how to pray, just super simple things where you're like, I'm an adult, I know how to do these things, but hey, like this is such a good reminder.
Yeah,
But
it really takes you back to that just simplicity of it all
yeah.
and reminding you just to no, go do it.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about kids ministry in general, is that it takes you back to that. I mean, I got saved when I was 7, so it really takes me back to, okay, remember the simplicity of the gospel, remember why you started doing this in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's where it sort of leads me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's yeah, definitely rewarding as well.
Yeah, speaking of, I've never heard your testimony. I've never heard how you became a Christian. How'd that all go down?
I was 7 as well. So
Okay, nice.
it was in Sunday school with Linda Sabry's class. I mean not Sunday school, Bible club, sorry. It was a Friday night, and like they used to always give in Bible club, like you would remember the like salvation messages and put your hand up if you want to be saved, blah blah blah. And so it was one Friday night, and after church we went home, and I was like, something was like in my head that I needed to do something that night. So I spoke to my dad, and yeah, he prayed with me. I was 7, and yeah, basically got saved that night. And then I grew up, I don't know, like, as things happen, you're a Christian, but it's like, whatever, you
It just
go
sort of
as you
sits there.
come. Yeah, it sits there. And plus, like, growing up as a Christian and in a Christian home family, you're always in and out of church like every week. So it's kind of just the normal thing.
Yeah, you're just around it constantly.
Yeah. And then I guess like things happen in your life that kind of make you question certain aspects. So I started to drift. And then
What age was this around?
I would say about 17,
Okay.
and then around after I finished high school. So I'm gonna say about 19, or no, 18, I'm gonna say, sorry. um I realized that like I just wasn't right, and there were a lot of things that I was kind of bitter towards and just had some issues with. So I rededicated my life at 18, and then pretty much been going since then. Got baptized at 19, and then yeah, joined ministries and all of that.
The rest is history there. So what is it at the rededication point?
Mm.
What is it there that sort of shifts your mindset, or what's different there at that point? Because you're essentially an adult making an adult decision there.
Yeah.
Even though you are saved at that point, you basically say, okay, now this is real to me. I'm going to stick to staying on the right path. What is it that sort of shifts your mindset there?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is like the feeling that you have, like there's literally no, I wouldn't say no happiness, but you just don't have like any fulfillment, or yeah, I would say joy. You don't really have anything that's like keeping you going. And at that point I was like, I literally can't do this. Like I know that I can't make myself happy, and nothing's going to happen if I don't like apologize to God and say like, I'm so far from you that I need to be pulled back. So yeah, that was probably the biggest turning point, just knowing that I would wake up and just feel nothing.
Yeah, you're trying to find joy in other places, but it's just not
Yeah.
coming to you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a very interesting point, because I think it's a point that I addressed a couple of weeks back when I was interviewing my mate Bao, was that people try to find joy in so many different places,
Yeah.
but we find joy in Christ and our relationship with him. Do you think it's very easy to, I guess, lose that as you're growing up in a Christian environment?
I would say yeah, to be honest. I think a lot of people probably mistake, saying you're a Christian, so you're always going to be happy, or it's going to be smooth sailing, whereas it's not at all. I find that kind of attacked a lot more, just because Satan's like, hey, you're doing really well, let me just bring you back down again.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like it's not sorry, yeah, easy. I would say that you could really lose at any point. Like we all have our own battles and trials in our lives, and we could think about that at any second and be like, oh, remember when this happened? And then boom, you're down again. So it's just like constant prayer that kind of keeps you going.
So it's constantly focusing on those negatives that sort of just bring you back down.
Yeah.
And that's something that I guess a lot of people are dealing with right now, especially in lockdown. I mean, the mental health numbers are through the roof at the moment. Same with suicide and attempted suicide. What would you say, coming from what you've been through and what you've experienced, what would you say is sort of the best thing for a young person, a teenager, any girl out there that's struggling through this? What would you say to them to help them get through it?
The biggest thing I would say, first of all, is having like a good support system. Because they're the only people that are going to kind of encourage you and bring you back to the place that you need to be. So like, yeah, having parents, having siblings, if you don't have that, having good friends who can encourage you, just really anyone who's going to be uplifting. That's probably the biggest thing. And then my biggest piece of advice is talking to someone, because it's super hard to try and deal with something by yourself. So if you can actually talk to someone, then at least you've got, like, even if it's godly counsel or not godly counsel, just something that keeps you going.
Yeah, someone that you can just sort of get it out to. I think
it's
so easy for young people, especially. For some reason, we all have this sort of notion to say, no, just keep it in. Don't talk about it. It's weak. Stay away from it. But if people actually did talk and got things out, it helps a lot more than you'd realize.
Yeah, for sure. Bottling it in is the worst part, which is what I had done for, that time that I was kind of drifted. So that's
really, you just kept it all in?
Yeah.
Was there a specific reason for that?
I don't know. I think that was just my coping mechanism.
Yeah, just kept it to yourself?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people go through that and just do that because it's easier that way. Less judgment, less chance of hearing something you don't want to hear, that sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And so it just keeps it in.
Yeah,
fair enough. Well, other than that, Joel, what is it that you, I guess, fill your time with? What is it that you, a person of your sort of like lifestyle, mindset, what is it that you do to keep busy, keep active, keep things going?
Like out of lockdown, you mean?
Yeah, out of lockdown. Let's stop talking about this lockdown. I'm over
it. Yeah, me too. I'm always with my family. Like always. Everyone knows me that I'm always with my family. Whether it's like my cousins or my sisters, whoever it is. And with my friends a lot. Yeah, I'm just a super family gal.
Very social human being.
I am, apparently. When I like to be.
Until about 9:30 at night, and then it's time to clock off.
I just don't understand why people don't like to be in bed by a reasonable hour.
9:30 is not a reasonable hour. It's a reasonable hour for a 13-year-old.
I like work the next day, like the rest of y'all. I don't understand this nonsense.
I don't get it. I don't understand the 9:30 time. It's full on, Joelle. And you don't even get up that early anyway.
No, out of lockdown, I got up early.
What time? 5?
5:30.
Okay, but that's still what? Like 10 hours of sleep?
No, I don't actually sleep at 9:30.
Okay, so it's the whole decompress sort of mindset.
You got to come home, like just chill. The thing is, before I sleep, I have to be like at least watching TV for like 40 minutes beforehand, because that's my chill time.
That's your decompressing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to come home, watch my face.
I'm 100% with you on that. So yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Okay. So it's the watch TV, decompress.
Yeah.
Then.
So what else?
I don't know. Like you're saying you do 40 minutes of that, and then is it just straight to bed after that? You got to have some sort of routine that you're doing to get you home at 9:30.
Come on, I've been better.
I'm expecting this routine, this nightly routine, to last at least 2 hours.
Mm. So I have a thing where like, all right, so this water bottle, right? I have to fill it up before bed, right? This is just part of my routine. This doesn't take me 2 hours.
Say it's going to take a minute to do that.
Yeah. But I just had to share. When I fill it up, I like cannot drink water when I come back to my room. It has to be a full bottle while I'm sleeping.
Okay.
While I'm sleeping.
Hey, listen, I respect this stuff. Keep going.
So like if I'm thirsty, I have to drink it in the kitchen and then refill it, and then I can come to my room.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. So that's your explanation for it?
Yeah. It has to be full when I'm sleeping.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. That's Joelle's nightly routine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Joelle, if you had to talk to 10 years ago, Joelle, to go back in time, I give you a DeLorean, you go back, you talk to Joelle. What are you telling her? What's your piece of advice for her?
Wait, how old am I 10 years ago? Oh, well, that was super quick math. All right. I would say, wait, what year are you in when you're, wait, 15, yeah.
15, you're in year 9 or year 10?
Okay. So I would say stop the junk food because you're putting on weight.
Okay, fair enough.
And I would also say, actually, year 10 was my favorite year. So I don't think I'd say much to her.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Everyone keeps saying it's year 11, year 12. Year 10 was the peak of high school.
Yeah, year 10 was definitely my favorite year.
I mean, granted, I left halfway through year 11, but year 10 was the best year.
Yeah.
Because it was the last year everyone didn't care about their grades.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
It was the last Bludge year.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
That's when we got into the most trouble. That's when we pulled the most pranks. That's when no one studied for any exams but the few. Once it hit year 11, everyone got boring.
Year 11 was like a whatever year. Like, am I in year 12? Am I not? Like, where am I?
Yeah. It's just sort of like a prep year. It's like they didn't know what to do with year 11, so they just stuck it in the middle there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel year 12, so I just left year 11. But yeah, year 10 was the best for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
1000%. I agree with that. Okay. Any piece of advice, any message you want to give the people at home if they're listening to this, if they're watching this?
Stay safe, first of all. Also, yeah, just don't let lockdown hit you hard like it hit me last week when I was like, I need to get out and felt like prison. We are going to get out of this and we're going to be able to go to a restaurant and go on a holiday. So just keep that in your thought.
Well, there's your motivational speech for the day, ladies and gents. That is Joelle. Joelle, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
Today or this morning or whenever you're listening or watching this. Ladies and gents, make sure you follow Joelle on Instagram, Facebook. Joelle, where can they find you?
At RockyTop. Or me.
Both. Let's do both. So we got RockyTop. RockyTop's going to be in the description below, ladies and gents.
Yes. And then my is just, I don't really use Facebook much. So Joelle Z.
Joelle Z. Make sure you follow her. Joelle, thanks for doing this, mate.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon.